work for Imperial Tobacco, I think it was my very first job when I started at the ad agency. And back then it seemed normal, right? No one really reacted on this is weird or this is maybe an industry we shouldn't work for. The ad agency actually came up with a pretty genius idea in having the machine not roll one cigarette at a time, but having it roll 2 cigarettes in one turn, which then of course led for young smokers using the machine to share one of these cigarettes with one of their friends, which was like a share a Coke kind of idea. I joined them in presenting it to the people of Imperial Tobacco, and now that I look back on it, I'm embarrassed even to share the story. I'm Eline Goethals. I'm from Belgium. I used to work in advertising for over 11 years and am now a part of the tobacco control program.
I've personally been affected by the use of tobacco. I've gone through the entire journey of being exposed to tobacco products, using them, and noticing that they're harmful for me, letting go of them, quitting them, and seeing how difficult it was for me to quit them, and then eventually completely letting go of them. It's been several years now. This lived experience would bring in an additional level of commitment to this fellowship.
For our Moral Ambition Fellowships, everyone could apply across Europe. We had applications from 19 countries, 650 applications in total, and it was really a nightmare to do the final selection. There were so many amazing people who applied.
Hi, my name is Vaibhav Jain. I'm from Mumbai, India. I thought deeply about what I want to do next and how can I use the entirety of my life to do good. I think the answer was clear that my day job needed to be much more impactful.
I'm just incredibly motivated by doing good and trying to improve things, which is what I'm lacking in my own current business now.
Buddhist teachings have influenced me a lot growing up, and there's a lot of emphasis in right livelihood, right view, right speech, all of these things that bring a lot of focus on you and your own actions and what impact they have on the world around you. So I got attuned to making choices in a way that I'm always thinking about what's this going to lead to, or what will the outcome of this be, because I don't want to be a cause of suffering or a cause of harm to others.
I think that our fellows could really change the course of history. So take the fight against the tobacco industry. This is an industry that should not exist, because what it is doing is it's making people addicted on an industrial scale. They've developed the most addictive product, the most deadly product in the history of human civilization. 8 million deaths every year. And there are so few people doing anything about it. So this is what our researchers have found out, that in places like Brussels, almost no one is lobbying against the tobacco industry. But that is also a reason for excitement, because we have found 11 amazingly talented, ambitious people who really want to take the fight to the tobacco industry. And I honestly think that they could help us speed up the end of this whole terrible, evil industry.
I mean, for me, it was a surprise to see how big tobacco is. Like, okay, I'd heard the term big tobacco my whole life, but the amount of manipulation that goes through, especially towards kids, that's pure evil.
Some people think that we've already won the fight against big tobacco. Well, I hate to break the news to you, but they are actually winning. So if you see the epidemic of vaping that is just getting started, if you see the number of deaths, especially in middle-income countries and lower countries going up and up, we're not winning this fight. So we need way more ambitious and talented people to try and make a difference.
Any addiction increases the probability of you falling into other kinds of addictions. And if we can help people overcome the addictive mindset and reduce access to the substances that make them addicted in the first place, it has such a dramatic influence on the overall quality of the person's life in the long run. So I thought that was a huge place of impact, and that's why I said yes to this.
Is the world really improving with me selling more fast fashion or selling more beer? I work for many alcohol brands and I help these brands get more people to drink more or to buy more. And looking back on it, which lives was I improving? And I think it was mainly the lives of the shareholders.
I wish more people think it's as important as learning the hard skills of how to make money. Because your fifth house is not going to make you as happy as seeing other people living a better life will.
So I do think it took me until I read the Moral Ambition book to really find some sort of perspective in how I could change my career, and to also seeing in the fellowships that there's another group of people wanting to do this except for just me on my own trying to change the world, which is just very daunting. And I don't think I had the balls or the guts to do it on my own and then figure out on my own where I could have the most impact.
Today, too often, the smartest, most talented people work for the bad guys, you know, as well-paid lobbyists or corporate lawyers or whatever. And what we want to do is to lure these people away out of their evil den and start doing some really good work to build a legacy that actually matters.
Sorry, guys.
It's really
I was like blushing, like when I was sharing the campaign we did for Imperial Tobacco. I cried presenting it to the group because I feel very bad. Like I've done it and I haven't been critical enough. So it's always, I find it hard to share.